What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dad's Expensive Hobby.
What's up?
Today we are taking a look at the Tonsenarttoys Unbound Wrath Warped Vengeance version B. This is definitely not Trunks from the BoJack Unbound movie. Who am I kidding? Yes, it is, and it looks really fucking awesome. This is the only Tonsenarttoys figure I have thus far in my collection, and their box looks pretty cool. It's very similar to an shfiguarts box, but it's a little bit shorter and wider, but I think it looks pretty cool. Their artwork is a little interesting with, like, you know, the window on the front and then the picture of Trunks on the back, not really anything on the side, and it kind of plain Jane. I think they could do a little more with the back of the box, but that's not that big a deal. Let's get this guy out of the box and take a closer look at him. All right, I hope you all took your birth control because you are in for a wild ride tonight. This figure looks freaking awesome. Let's hurry up and see how tall he is so we can really dig into him. To the top of his spiky hair, he is right at 6.5 inches, and down to his hairline, he's more like 5.5 inches, which will make the entire figure just south of 17 centimeters, and I think that'll put him a little bit taller than the boy from the future, but we'll look at them next to each other in due time. Let's just drink in the aesthetic on this figure. He looks amazing. Gorgeous matte finish, painted Super Saiyan hair right here. It's very pale with some like darker kind of low lights on it. It looks super good. That faceplate looks fantastic, nice painted, nice lines in it. Looks very similar to the stern face from the boy from the future, but we'll look at them side by side here in a minute. Awesome matte flat finish all over this figure, everywhere. Look at the sculpt of his muscles. His musculature is awesome. He has been hitting the gym. Look at that chest. That chest is crazy good. I went ahead and put the torn up vest on him for you all real quick, but it is an accessory. We'll look at it in greater detail whenever we look at his accessories. It's real easy to get on. It's a nice flexible plastic. Looking down through here, the shirt is torn, looks really cool, showing off the chest. Shirt is torn in the back, showing off the back muscles. Floaty belt right here, paint looks good on it. Not an excessive amount of paint, like any shading or anything, but the sculpt and the finish on it, really for me, it makes it good enough. You know, I wish there was some shading in the muscles and some shading, you know, like some highlights or something in the pants, but it still looks really good. I like that torn, battle damaged look that they did in sculpt. Looks really cool. These boots look cool. They could use some wash or something like that, or panel lining, but again, they look really cool. And even though these look like the same boots from the boy from the future, I think they're a little different, but we'll look at them side by side here in a minute. The whole figure looks super awesome. Let's take a look at his accessories really quick, because he comes with quite a bit. And this figure was, I think, just north of $70 on Omni, but I'll link that down below. He comes with two different head sculpts. Comes with the Super Saiyan head sculpt right here, and it looks friggin' awesome. He also, let me stand him up there real quick. He comes with this base form head here. And yes, before anybody says anything, I know it's not purple. It's more of a pink look. This version B has a pink look to the hair. But you know what? It looks really good, and I think I'm going to make lemonade out of this conundrum here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put like maybe a dark red wash in it, and then once that dries up, do a lighter red dry brush on it, and turn this into a Super Saiyan God head sculpt. So bang, that's really, making a dollar out of 15 cents. But it looks really good. It didn't come with this faceplate on it. I just put that on it, but it comes with 3 faceplates for this head sculpt right here, and it looks really nice. I would swap them, but this one actually is kind of difficult to pop down on it, but I will show a picture of him wearing it somewhere up through here, and he looks really good in it. But to be honest, this head sculpt does limit his neck movement just a little bit because of the way that the back of the hair goes.
This hair ain't moving, my dude.
But it still looks really good. Let me show you the other 2 faceplates for this really quick. He's got a stern face for the base form head sculpt. Looks fantastic. And he's got a little like smirky kind of face right here. Looks fantastic on it as well. And he comes with 5 faceplates for the Super Saiyan head sculpt that we saw the stern face already. It's got a teeth gritting face right here. It looks really good. It's got a faceplate right here. I think he's like spitting or something. I think that's what he's doing. And that looks really kind of cool. It's got this kind of like he's getting punched in the faceplate right there. And I like the look of that. That looks pretty darn awesome. And lastly, he's got one, he's screaming and his eyes are almost all the way whited out, kind of like when he goes, Super Saiyan Grade 3 or whatever against Cell, and that looks really, really awesome as well. He also comes with a bunch of hands. I think he comes with like 14 different hands. Got these 2 fist hands on him in the package, nothing special. Got a couple of these wide open hands right here, nothing we really haven't seen. Got a couple of style pose hands right here that look cool enough. Now this style pose hands right here, we haven't seen these before. This is an interesting little like martial arts kind of grip looking thing. I think those look pretty cool. And of course he comes with 2 little knife hands that look good enough. And it's Trunks, so we're getting 2 sword grippy hands, and I like those. He also gets 2 of these hands that have a blast effect on them, and I really, really like that. And we have seen this blast effect before in other DBZ figures. Looks really good. It's blue translucent plastic with some really nice like frosting or painted like shading or whatever around it, and it looks super duper good. Both of them look really awesome. But wait, there's more. This guy comes with an interesting sword. He's got like that spirit sword thing like from the Dragon Ball Super Trunks. Don't really know why he has that. I don't remember him doing that in the BoJack movie. He might, but I don't remember him doing it. But you can take it off to just show a broken sword, and it looks really, really cool. And this is actually, I was surprised. I thought this would be hard plastic, but it's nice and flexible. But it just slides on and off, and it looks really cool. Obviously, he's got the sheath, and you can slide the broken part down in there. Let's compare it to the Boy from the Future's sheath really quick. Similar design anyway, but they're just a little bit different. This one's got some line texture in it, and this one is smooth. And if you compare the handles of the 2 swords, the Boy from the Future's handle is a little bit shorter. I think this one's modeled after that the DBZ Trunks figure, but it still looks pretty good either way. Bear with me. And an aspect I really thought was awesome about this sheath is he comes with 2 different belts, right, to latch around himself. But they have little magnets on them. Check this out.
Thank you.
That is a magnet down there that holds it on. That is really nifty. I like that a lot. I don't like to fiddle with accessories too much during a video, but it does fit around him and it looks pretty cool. I just thought that magnet aspect was really awesome. Anyways, let's stand him next to some other figures because I am dying to do that. First and foremost, let's stand him next to his daddy, Super Saiyan Vegeta right there, and he is taller, and I will buy that. Maybe he's a little too tall because Trunks isn't this much bigger than Vegeta, but I think that still looks really awesome regardless. Let's stand him next to the legendary Super Saiyan Goku. And again, I think he's a little bit too tall, but I still have 0 problem with it because he looks awesome. His muscularity is rivaling that of Goku's, and I think that looks sweet as fuck. Let's stand him next to little Super Saiyan Gohan right here. And he towers over him, and he should, and I think that looks really cool. I made a bonus little figure here. I took Gohan's other head sculpt and made a little BoJack Gohan, and I think that looks pretty cool, kind of like the early teenage years Gohan right there. I think that looks pretty nifty. I'm going to leave him standing right there for everybody to kind of glare at. And here he is next to Super Saiyan Trunks in the Saiyan armor. And again, see how he's like taller? I mean, I guess maybe he would be older, but still, he's a little tall, but they look really good. And we'll do some head swaps here in a minute, see what does and doesn't swap. And the coup de grace, him next to the Boy from the Future figure, the one that he's kind of basically modeled after more or less.
Is it?
And I think they look fucking awesome. He is definitely bigger. I think his upper body is taller than the Boy from the Future Trunks figure. He's definitely got some more muscularity. But from the waist down, they're the same height like the waist and legs and stuff are. They've got different hips, obviously, like these thigh swivels are a little different, and the sculpt in the pants. And see what I'm saying? I was right. The boots are a little different. They're not 1-for-1 copies, and I don't really have a problem with that, to be honest. I like the fact that there's some like originality to it. You know what I mean? Like the feet are probably 1-for-1s, but no, they're not either. But anyway, I think they look really awesome. And this guy, I forgot to point out, this guy's vest right here has some awesome like dry brush. That's probably just airbrush on it, but it looks really, really cool. It's got some nice detail on it. Nice flexible plastic. This thing went on him super easy. You just kind of pull it down right there. You can take it right off with no problem whatsoever. So let's do some head swaps really quick, and then we'll run through his articulation, because I'll go ahead and spoil it, because anybody who watches my videos knows I love this. He's got a double ball peg, just like the boy from the future. And let's see if they're head swap and see how it looks. So let's put the boy from the future head on this one. A little loose, but that looks pretty fucking nice. That is awesome. Now, let's see how this one's head goes on this one. That looks awesome as hell too. That looks really, really cool. Let's see how the base form head looks on this one. Whoa, I just pulled out. I pulled out the daggone. We'll be right back.
A few moments later.
All right, I'm back. Had a neck peg snafu, but we fixed it here. Let's put the Unbound Fury, or whatever the hell it's called, base form head sculpt on the boy from the future. If I can get it lined up. It is awful tight.
That's what she said.
And that looks pretty cool. Do you see what I was talking about? That one kind of makes the head lean forward a little bit. So it does impede the articulation, but I think that looks pretty darn cool. And I think this, damn, it came out again. Let me just pull it off while we're on camera. I think it will look really, really cool once I do some, like, I'll put a dark red wash and then like a lighter red dry brush over it. I think it'll look really cool as a Super Saiyan God head sculpt. Daggone. There we go. Anyways, I'm going to put his head back on him and quit while I'm ahead. Get it? Anyways, I think that looks really, really awesome. I want to do one more head swap really quick. I want to put the base form head on this one and see how he looks. And that looks really awesome too. That is sweet. I don't know what you guys think. Tell me down in the comments. I think that looks really, really good. And one more little head sculpt swap I want to do is the base form head from that Super Saiyan Trunks with the Saiyan armor, and see how this looks. Head's a little small, kind of looks like a pinhead kind of thing, but that looks pretty decent, I guess. The head's a little small for that one, but that head swap looked good enough. Anyways, let's take a look at his articulation real quick, and then we'll move into my final thoughts. I have crap everywhere on my desk. All right, his head will look down pretty good because his neck moves a little bit too, and it'll look up, and you can get some nice nuance. And of course, I've already showed you that we got the double ball peg in there, so I am thrilled. Shoulders are a little tight. It probably, if you buy this, which I recommend that you do, probably heat them up a little bit. They'll come out to 90 with no problem. Obviously, you know, a little squeaky, but complete rotation. They have an interesting like butterfly joint in here, and it does engage, but it's tight. So I don't want to fiddle with it too much, but I'm going to show you that it does bring the arms across the body. It's just, unless I heat it up, I don't want to fiddle with it too much. I'd be worried about breaking it, because this thing, you know, at 70 plus bucks, I don't want to just throw that in the trash. You know what I mean? Abdominal break. Here's neutral. Does crunch forward pretty decent. Leans back okay, not great. Side to side a little bit, not much rotation on that. Does have a ball peg down here, and that's where you're going to get all of that you're looking for, your twists, your leans, and then add it to the crunch. And so that is pretty good. I have zero problem with that. Got a bicep swivel that works really good. Double jointed elbow. Past 90, not the most range I've ever seen, but he's nice and chunky, and I think it looks good enough. And I like how that elbow looks. That looks really good. Wrist is a ball hinge like normal for these figures. Hips, check this out. Full split with no problem. A little bit of dangle, but not that big of a deal. Really, really nice. Front kick way up. I'm feeling it. I love it. They got a little bit of Trunks booty on him, but this is a little flexible. So he'll kick back a little bit. Not the biggest fan of that right there, not gonna lie. Got a thigh swivel, it works just fine. Double jointed knee with plenty of range and doesn't make me want to puke. No shin swivel or anything. Ankle is a ball hinge, so you'll come down to about right there and up to about right there. Not the most, but you know, what are you going to do? And got a little bit of ankle rocker. Toe hinge, not the best one I've ever seen. Gonna be quite honest, I don't really like it, but I don't like any toe hinges. And that's about it. His articulation is really sweet. I really like this thing. Let me move Bojack Gohan over here so I can sit him down and we can talk about my final thoughts. The verdict for Unbound Wrath or Warped Vengeance or whatever. This thing is freaking awesome. I really need to go take a Plan B pill because it is so awesome. This thing is great. This is my first foray with Tonsenarttoys, and I got to tell you, I am impressed at just a little over $70 for this huge spread of stuff and a fantastic figure. Oh my gosh, this figure right here, and I really like this figure, was like $65, and he doesn't come with nearly as many accessories, and his paint finish isn't nearly as good. This thing right here, a little bit of room for improvement. You could loosen up some joints maybe a little bit and maybe work on the head sculpt as far as maybe, but that's more of an engineering thing to make it a little, the range of motion around the neck pretty good. A, for sure, highly recommend you pick him up. This is available on Omni. I will link them down below. I highly recommend you pick him up. This thing is awesome. Now, version A is sold out on there, but version B, as of filming this video, is available and it is affordable. Definitely should pick him up. Anyways, that is all I've got for this video. If you haven't subscribed, push pause, scroll down, click subscribe, give us a like, comment, share, all that good stuff. And with all that said, this has been Dad with Dad's Expensive Hobby, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.